They love to just buckle to power. They love someone to tell them what to do.
Definitely the nominee, there's no doubt about it. And he already won the nomination, so if there were to be any change, it would have to come from him. Unified against Donald Trump, who is a seriously mortal threat to democracy and freedom in our country.
Oh, that was brutal. You could like feel the pain on his face. Democrats are circling the wagons to support Joe Biden. Multiple different congresspeople and senators all now out on record explaining why they're supporting Joe. We've got AOC here making her case just a couple days ago. She's like, I don't really know what to do about all this. Now after Joe Biden comes out and says, obey me, she says, yes, sir, I will do that. Because that's what Democrats do, a bunch of them. Fetterman's like, I can't talk, so whatever. And Nadler says he poops his pants all the time. So who cares if we have someone pooping their pants right now in the White House? Not a big deal at all. You can see we got Nadler right here. He's been pooping for 35 years. So it's not a big deal. We don't even need a candidate who can speak or walk or think or talk. They just need someone who can beat Donald Trump. Here's AOC doing her little shtick outside. And the dumb media will just say, okay, I guess we all have to fall back in line too, like little lemmings.
Has spoken to the president over the weekend. I have spoken with him extensively. He made clear then, and he has made clear since, that he is in this race. The matter is closed. He had reiterated that this morning. He has reiterated that to the public. Joe Biden is our nominee. He is not leaving this race. He is in this race, and I support him. Now, what I think is critically important right now is that we focus on what it takes to win in November, because he is running against Donald Trump, who is a man with 34 felony convictions that has committed 34 felony crimes.
Hasn't been sentenced yet, AOC, and we're going to see if he ever is.
And not a single Republican has asked for Donald Trump to not be the nominee. I'm here to win on this democracy. I'm here to win in November. And what's critically important is what the president, I believe that the president needs to do, and I have communicated this, what the president and the White House should do in order to make sure that we win in November. And that is making sure that we pivot and working and increasingly commit to the issues that are critically important to working people across this country. How are we going to expand Medicare? How are we going to expand Social Security? How are we going to provide relief to people's rent and mortgages? And if we can do that and continue our work on student loans, secure a ceasefire, and bring those dollars back into investing in public policy, then that's how we win in November. That's what I'm committed to, and that's what I want to make sure that we secure.
What do you say to members?
All right, so big booty Latina, AOC, as we remember, she called herself, not even Alex Stein called her that. That's what she called herself. Big booty Latina, AOC. Nobody even thought that except her. But she is supporting Joe. And she's very excited to do it, I guess. She's a good little Democrat. Same thing happened here. This one was from Raskin, Connolly. They're all now changing tune because they got to get on board. You give them Democrats a little talking to. They love to just buckle to power. They love someone to tell them what to do. And I don't know why it took Joe Biden so long to actually do it, but he finally came out and said, okay, I'm going to run. Okay, just listen to me. And like, oh God, finally, thank you. They started to listen to Fauci. Remember, they started putting Fauci on the TV again. He's like, Joe Biden's fine. Like, oh gosh, thank you, Fauci. Thanks for telling me everything's going to be okay. My life has purpose and meaning now. So here's CNN.
Do you think that Biden should remain as your party's nominee?
Well, he's definitely the nominee. There's no doubt about it. And he already won the nomination. So if there were to be any change, it would have to come from him.
Yeah, but what do you think? I mean, do you think he should step aside?
Well, I don't have any... I don't have anything further to help illuminate the situation at this point. I think that,
it hurts so bad.
He won the nomination convincingly, and, this is where we are.
Are you concerned about him as your party's nominee?
I think he's got a strong team around him, and they're making strategic choices.
Strong team.
And we're going to be unified against Donald Trump, who is a seriously mortal threat to democracy and freedom in our country.
Oh, that was brutal. You could like feel the pain on his face. Oh no. Poor Raskin. He's like, I don't even know it's no. He's hurt. You could just see it. Hurt. All right, let's see what this guy sounds like.
Believe that he has to use this time, especially this week,
to reassure people in a convincing way.
Oh.
What does that mean? What does he have to do?
Yeah.
Well, he's got lots of public appearances. I'm very involved in the NATO summit this week. He's going to be hosting that summit. He's going to be on an international stage. He's going to have I hope, freewheeling press conference. Those will all be tests.
Yeah, the big boy
of whether
press conference.
What happened at the debate was an anomaly.
Karine said that.
Or whether it's something deeper than that.
Dude, we have multiple new instances of him talking. We had the interview with Stephanopoulos. Then he called into Morning Joe and said a bunch of times and shuffling papers around. So have you come to a conclusion?
Confidence that he could beat Donald Trump?
I believe the Democratic coalition is quite capable of beating Donald Trump.
Yeah, because they've got the
What about
CIA.
Biden? Are you concerned about Biden's chances in November?
Well, we have the CIA.
At the moment, President Biden is leading that coalition. So, yes, I do. Is it a little steeper climb today than it was a few weeks ago? Yeah, but we have a long way to go between now and November.
But if he does not meet that test, is it time to move on, replace him with somebody else?
I believe that we have to have a family conversation if that test is not met.
Good. All right. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay, so you got that one guy. The other two are basically bought in. AOC's bought in. John Fetterman, we already know the can't talk model is fine. Okay, you don't even need to have a functional brain to get elected. That's already been etched into stone. There's precedent. Democratic Party loves it. People of Pennsylvania's like, okay, well, he's, half his brain's kind of stroked out, but it should come back. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So it's okay if it works here in this case. Why won't it work with Joe Biden at the national stage? Except the likelihood of his brain coming back probably low.
What does the president need to do to keep others from jumping ship, other colleagues of yours?
Well, I mean, it cracks me up. It's like if no one's run for president, let alone won and has been the president giving advice, that's kind of a strange place to sit there. I mean, it's like, I'm going to tell Tom Brady, you really need to hold harder in the pocket or something. I mean, it's strange. And it's bizarre when people are saying, well, he's the best president in my lifetime. But I mean, like it should stop right after you see he's the best president of your lifetime.
Yeah, he's right.
And he had a rough debate. We all know that. And we're still talking about that. And I'm not really think it's really helpful. That's going to be our guy. That's my guy. That's our president. And I like to keep pointing out again and again, there's only one man or a person in America that's beat Trump in an election, and that's Joe Biden. And my money is going to be on the guy that kicked his ass in 2022, and he's going to win again.
Oh, they're all on board. This is just what they do. Okay, Mark Warner, who many people were saying was leading the charge against Biden in the Senate from Virginia. He apparently is also flipped. They were saying, yeah, he was going to sit down, I think, with somebody from the House, and they were going to talk this over and, throw Joe Biden out. But now, nope. He says, I got the memo too. Another Trump term would be perilous for rule of law and our democracy. President Biden has made America stronger, guiding the nation through some of our most difficult days, and then, also creating them as he's trying to navigate us through them. I am proud of my work on his agenda. With so much at stake in the upcoming election, now is the time for conversations about the strongest path forward. As these conversations continue, I believe it is incumbent upon the president to more aggressively make his case to the American people and to hear directly from the broader group of voices about how best to prevent Trump's lawlessness from returning to the White House. So it sounds like he's open to maybe a change, but until then, he'll be supporting him. All right. Daniel Goldman, that guy who bought his congressional seat as the heir to the Levi Strauss family, says Joe Biden has been an outstanding president who's preserved democracy at home and abroad. The candidate who should drop out is the twice impeached convicted felon who has vowed to destroy our democracy. All right, here's Nadler, okay? We know Nadler has been pooping his pants in Congress for about 35 years, just like Joe Biden has. So what gives? All right, if Nadler can stay, if he's got a nice position, nobody's asking for him to resign, why should Joe Biden leave? Here's Jerry.
He's the only candidate.
Sir,
you do have any
concerns
about the next term? Do you have any concerns about being able to serve out the rest of this term?
No.
Just to be clear, sir, you do not want the president to drop out?
I do not.
Sir, is your support for the president a pragmatic consideration, given that the president has said he will remain in?
Well, yeah. He said he's going to remain in. He's our candidate, and we're all going to support him. I hope we're all going to support him.
That kind of leaves you with no choice then, I take it.
Well,
keep your distance,
yes.
Folks.
As the president said, something like 90% of Democrats voted for him in the primaries. He won the nomination, and that's the end of the matter.
Thanks, sir.
So why the reversal?
How do you feel about the fact that a Parkinson's specialist visited the White House 8 times in the last year?
Well, apparently he visited for other people, according to the White House.
Well, at least one time he visited with the president.
Well,
according to the White
the president's entitled to have an
Chairman,
examination.
you're changing your mind now.
No, I'm not changing my mind.
It's amazing that guy's a congressman. Anyways, and like a powerful one. Been a powerful one for a long time, ranking member on the Judiciary Committee. It's just amazing. Washington's a wild place. So here is some more reaction. Remember Bennie Thompson, that guy who helped head the rigged January 6th fake select committee? He's also on board. He got the memo too.
Congressman Thompson, what do you make about those concerns?
Well, it's a campaign. I hear it. Obviously, being a Democrat, we have differences, but at some point we come together. My plea to my Democratic colleagues is sure, you can express yourself, but at some point, if Joe Biden continues to run the campaign and he's the nominee, we all have to rally behind him. His record speaks for itself. I can't imagine, just like my friend Trump administration, he would be bad for this country. He said it. He'll be a dictator for a day. He'll do everything that's against American value. But as Democrats, we'll have to come together, work with the Biden administration. As long as Joe Biden is running for president and decides on his own he'll continue to run, I think a majority, if not overwhelming majority, of the Congressional Black Caucus will be with him.
Yeah, and there were some comments about this that a big part of the reason why Joe is going to be staying in is because he does have support from some of those constituency groups, and they were backing him, so he will not go anywhere. And he's got enough delegates, so if he wants to dig his heels in, he can. Here's even Hakeem Jeffries coming out supporting Joe.
I made clear publicly the day after the debate that I support President Joe Biden and the Democratic ticket. My position has not changed.
But that's Biden and the Democratic ticket. Do you support Biden on the ticket or just Biden and whatever the ticket is?
Yeah, don't be clever.
Answer.
But it doesn't really clarify, though, what exactly you're saying.
Very clear answer.
It's a very clear answer. I'm not going to give you any more answers. I support Joe Biden. Democrat after Democrat after Democrat after Democrat. Because this is what they do. They're good little lemmings, and like good communists, they always support the party. Always, no matter what. And they'll just figure out other ways to win. So if the country is not going to go vote for Joe, well, maybe they'll just need to have more presumption of validity of signatures in various locations around the country, more ballot drop boxes. We have a bunch of rigged secretaries of state who are refereeing the elections. Think they're going to do a fair job when they think Hitler's on the ballot? No. And when Joe Biden has another slip, and he will, let's not forget each one of these Democrats who said they're supporting him, they're supporting this. They're supporting a person who is basically non-existent, incapable of doing the job, because they put power politics over everything, and they're creating a fake scam presidency in order to win. Sick people.